夢とうつつの旅人たちに幸あれ
I don't think it's gonna work.
夢とうつつの旅人たちに幸あれ排斥反目公弁を経て灰色の中で静けさに身が震えても逃げずに堆積するあまたの残影紅の果てで世間中凛々としなさいおの前名前は許されない覆されない狂気も真実もさまつことすべて意のままに夢とうつつの結びが裂け始まる強まくて心綱裏に潜む道が
Well, I think that intro worked. Hello, hello, hello. Tutal here, coming in the search bar to bring you a very interesting series that I've wanted to do for a while. And if you couldn't tell from that intro, not one of my normal games. This is Fault, Milestone 1. And it is by far one of my favorite games I've ever, quote, played. Oh shit, I just dropped my thing. Ah. Okay. Okay, there we go. Whew. Trying to make some tea because my throat is a little hurting today. But thankfully my sneezing and allergies have stopped. It is a visual novel, as told from the chapters 1 and 2. Now, why am I playing this game? Since it's technically already on my channel, and I've completed this story before. Well, that is because I figured I might as well try and get some publicity for the game, I guess. Even though it probably won't get out there because I'm a tiny, tiny channel that doesn't play games people like. Well, I say people like, that aren't very popular. Now, in the description, you'll see 2 links. One to the Steam page store where you can buy this game, which I recommend because I'm going to butcher words and reading is not my best skill when it comes to these types of games or changing voices, so it's just going to be pretty much me reading. And 2, it's the second one, is their Patreon's there. If you like this game, I highly recommend you support their Patreon. And I'm someone who puts my money where my mouth is. I have been a current supporter of their Patreon for about 2-3 years now. So, and you get some access to some good art. But, and I was about to say something. Yes. How am I going to do this? Because this is a story. What happens when you read a story is, once it's read, it cannot be unread. Once it's out there, it cannot be taken back. The second the words are said, they are there. So how do I get people to want to play this game or buy this game, if there's anyone who even wants to do that after watching this? How do I do that? Well, I think it's quite simple. As it says here, this is chapter 1 and chapter 2. Chapter 1 and 2 will be streamed, and they will remain on the channel. Chapter 3 and 4, however, they will not be on the channel. They will be streamed. But the second I am done streaming, it will get deleted. So that way, you'll have to go, purchase the game. And then, there's chapters 5 and 6. They'll be streamed. And they will stay on here. And then chapters 7 and 8, I may or may not stream. Just because that is the ending. And, depending on how this goes, I might stream it. I might not. It's sure as hell not staying up here because I'm going to want people to definitely buy the game to see how it ends. So, now, as I have stated before, I have gone through this story, both this one and its sequel. I have gone through it. And, so there'll be no surprises, for me at least. However, there will be some new things for me to see, because I've tried to do a replay of this, I just haven't done it. Because in 2018, so that would be 6 years ago, they did a graphical update. And as such, they added in some new CGs. And the CGs of original were pretty good. And we'll change some of the fonting around and made it a lot easier to read. So I genuinely look forward to this one. And I also look forward to the second one. The second one picks up. The second game of this picks up. And then there's Sound Independent Demo, which I plan on doing as well. And then there's Lightcraft, which I plan on doing, even though I didn't like when I was trying it at first. But it's just because it has cases of Ratona and Selphine here. The main characters of the Fault series. But they're not the main characters of that game. It's funny. Forgive me. But I also cannot wait for Fault Milestone 2 Side Below, which is going to be an actual game instead of a visual novel. So that'll be fun. Now, there's going to be a lot of words that are going to be very hard to pronounce. And thankfully, they've provided a encyclopedia. However, in the game, it's not spelled encyclopedia. It's actually encyclopedian. It is hilarious. So it helps you with locations like this content is Sanuresda, even though it's very hard to pronounce that. Or this is Rosenhide. Rosenhide. That one's easy to pronounce. Valistocrat. Valstoralcat. And Outer Pole. That's Outer Pole. There's mana, color mana, purified mana, polar streams, and mana streams. There's a bunch of terms here. And as they come up, I'll gladly explain what they are. Of course, you can just read them in this encyclopedia there. And also, the soundtrack to this game is just flat out amazing. I love it. I listen to it all the time. This is one of the more just calm and relaxing. And I don't have a spoon for my tea. How unfortunate. Normally I put sugar in it, but I think I'll drink without sugar today. But this says continue. I only have a auto here. That was me quickly trying to get the movies here to get the this for my recording for the intro. And something adorable. But yes, this is Fault. Milestone 1. Let me see if I can read through this fast enough. In time of yore, humankind has discovered mana, a naturally occurring energy source that long pulsed through the crust of the world. Humankind utilized mana from land to craft and create any and all. The arts of manifestation mana was known as manacraft, and practitioners of this art became known as mana crafters. Oh, that's made you can click now, thank God. A hunter could use pyrocraft to kill and cook their catch or quarry. A apothecary could use aquacraft to increase the potency of their healing potion. A carpenter could use tearcraft to strengthen the foundation of a home. A farmer could use aerocraft to improve crop output by manipulating the wind. There also exists mana craft which were hereditary, unique only to certain individuals. Just making sure my streams are all good and set here. The Path Down. The Path Down uses mana as a medium to transfer the memories and experience of the present ruler, to the future heir of the throne. Which is pretty freaking cool. If only that would work in real life. Humankind would deem those those in possession of hereditary mana craft to be monarchs. The propagation of the old king's wisdom through the path down was evident enough to cement a country's reputation as a formidable mana craft monarchy. Centuries ago, hell bent on expanding their sphere of influence, the Manacraft monarchy started the period of exploration. Even the Great Siege was no match for their ambitions. The research of Manacraft for large-scale warfare exploded, fueled by the need for conquest. The populist survival drove one monarchy to expansion, stagnant economy the reason for another, ambitions drew many others. For the few Manacraft monarchies that successfully survived, a countless number of lives were sacrificed to maintain the power. In present day, the development of facilitated communications revolutionized an already altered world. This formed communications was known as Comcraft. People were no longer restricted by the pace of couriers to carry written messages. See, I can't read. Long-distance communications became accessible to the masses. Education and knowledge became abundant. Secularism grew in popularity among the general public. Enlightenment was abundant in this new era ushered forth by Comcraft. Amazing what communication can do. Rosenhide. Renowned pacifist kingdom of Sanurazda further prevailed from Comcraft convenience. For 9 generations, Rosenhide prospered from perpetual pacifism, but even the wisdom of the old kings could not prevent tragedy from befalling this kingdom of peace and order. Tragedy, which would ultimately end peace that was established over 60 years ago. And that's the Rosenhide symbol. Oh. And thus, we have blood. Willkommen to Rosenhide. Okay. There it is. Now this was entirely new, Chapter 1, Galvanize. This was an entirely new, CG they created for the background. It used to be just like a small background. It didn't have this in the background. It just had some flames. It didn't even have this table. It was basic. But then this came out. I was like, oh, it's beautiful. Plus, the added on to the sparks and the fire is pretty cool. Ooh, I'm already yawning. Yeah, the stream shouldn't be too long. Rosenhide Castle. Passageway to the Sky Terrace, which should be this place. Sparks continue to dance through the air as a small silhouette ascended the spiral staircase. First, to the Sky Terrace! The first of the attackers to reach the Sky Terrace on the roof of the castle was a young girl, no more than 12 or 13 years of age. She quickly scans her surroundings and gets into a defensive pose. Holding her breath, she surveys the area for a while. According to her prior intelligence, the Sky Terrace was completely deserted. Except for one. Passed down successor of the country of Rosenhide, Selphine Rosenhide. Show yourself! You know there's nowhere for you to hide now. The girl shouted, reverberating throughout the girl's shout reverberated throughout the empty terrace. There was no one around, but she maintained her guard. These were the actions of someone who's done it a countless number of times. She moved towards the center of the sky terrace with a mechanical efficiency which betrayed her small, delicate appearance. Is really no one here? Maybe the intel is wrong? Cian, can you hear me? Cian, if you can hear me, respond. She's in the middle of a fight. No one's here. The girl lets her guard down and takes a deep, long breath. Further in the terrace was a balcony that also functioned as a viewing deck of sorts. It was designed to overlook the town around the castle, and there was a large wooden dining table situated in the middle of it. And this was a new CG they added in as well. Adds more to the background. You actually don't have to picture completely what the character's doing. The tablecloth was furnished with a ornately woven tablecloth. It was surrounded with heavy, solid wooden chairs, and on top of it were numerous intricately made ornaments. The table and all its amenities were works of art. Every object, from the dining table to the decorations strategically placed throughout the sky terrace, screamed of wealth. Something crosses the girl's mind, and she sets the chair at the head of the table upright and sits her small frame onto it. For a moment, she's taken aback by it all. It was truly the height of luxury. The view she had from the head of the table, having grown up in meager circumstances, was impressive beyond her imagination. Slam! In a display of terrible manners, she rests both her feet on the table and reclines against the chair, slowly closing her eyes. Other eyes appeared to be open at this moment. She couldn't help but laugh at the disparity between the situation and the places where she had grown up. Whose seat was this? Under what lucky star would you have to be born to be granted the privilege to seat yourself on a chair like this? I believe that would probably be the king's seat since it's at the head of the table. Well, not that it mattered. This chair was no one's now. Just like how this crumbling castle was to be no one's as well. I'm sure it'd feel wonderful if I could have a meal on this table. On a table like this. From the balcony created to look upon the town below, the girl gazes at the townscape set ablaze. The perfect view. Just perfect. Huh. This is just stupid. After her rather meaningless circulatory, she gets up off her seat. Then... Ah! Another girl who's covered in blood. Another girl appears at the doorstep that had just broken through earlier. Miss Marie Shell. The girl, addressed as Marie Shell, waved her hand in a yo pose, as if she was joking. Coco, you like chair? Sitting. The same girl posed a question to her partner in a rather broken speech. No, not really. As always, she doesn't have a shred of tension in her. So, Coco thought, keeping to herself. Marie Shell. In terms of age, she and Coco were not far apart. In contrast to Coco's rather belligerent look, she looks more to be a sweet little girl who has no place in a miserable battlefield like this. However, a great many have been deceived by her innocent looks. Their blood that now stained her dress certainly stood out. I'm surprised you can just waltz around like that with all that's going on. An imaginary question mark appears atop of Marie Shell. She did not understand why Coco was so astonished. No reason to rush. Of course you rush. Just walking around with all that's going on is weird. The castle filled with the smell of blood and smoke. Screams and explosions continued to roar throughout. Despite the cacophony going on all around them, Rachel simply stood there, oblivious to it all. Already almost done. No point running. Well, that is true, but Coco was lost words when faced with that simple retort. She not here? No, she's not. Ugh. Can we rely on Sand's info? Sand, reliable. Even if wrong. We follow sister's borders. You mean orders. Orders. Unflinching. Rather than communicate with words, she stuck the same hand-waving pose from earlier. That was one of Marie Shell's ways of expressing herself. Still, if they aren't here, where could they be? I'm pretty sure we searched everywhere. Plan B. A manual search? Ugh, what a pain. The sheer size of this place makes my head spin. Me. Funny face. Oh, leave me alone. Fine. Plan B then. Let's stick to the plan and take one wing each. I'll be on the east wing. Nod. What's wrong? We look... Yes? Won't dispel shadow soldiers? It'll be fine, there's only 150 of them. We're already taking care of most of the rear line soldiers, so I doubt we'll run into any trouble here. Or anyone troublesome. What is it? Overconfidence. Your weakness. Her voice was soft, but her words carried weight. Everything going too well. I won't forget that. I won't. Coco unconsciously stands at attention. Nothing wrong in being careful. That's all. That was scary. Then he flips into serious mode and all. Other people probably won't understand the sudden change in Michelle's attitude. Putting thoughts and emotions into words is a weak point to her. Logical, seeing that she only just recently remembered her vocabulary. However, even though her vocabulary is lacking, she is in no way unintelligent or unable to grasp the situation at hand. Coco, being her partner, understood this very well. Hello? Hello, Coco, can you hear me? Yes, Sand, I can hear you. How's it going on there? You done fighting? Third floor downward has all been committed. As long as people don't suddenly start raining down from the sky, no one else should be able to get into the castle. Oh, and get a load of this. Really, the last two guys I just killed, they were such pushovers, it kind of ruined the moment. Like, I get more of a thrill from dreaming in an afternoon nap. Coming from someone who personally said she just keep guard. Can't really complain if you didn't volunteer to head up to the front lines instead. So, how are things on your end? Ignoring me, hey? Oh, right. This place is totally empty. You got some explaining to do here. You sure the princess in the sky terrace? Absolutely. If she isn't around the balcony, then she's got to be somewhere on the top floor. Look harder, why don't you? Look around is a huge pain. So tiring. You sure are lazy for someone who's so young. I don't want to hear that from someone who's volunteered to shore up our defenses. Oh, quit complaining. And just get to looking. We're already on the home stretch. Get off my back. Really though, this whole thing sure was a breeze, eh? Rosenheim, Descendant Alliance, and is it supposed to fall this easily? Well, Miss Milano planned it out this much, and she's even taking part in it too. Well, let's be honest here. It's probably mostly because of louder than anything else. What? You mean we all could have gotten this far without the help of the shadow soldiers? No, that's not what I meant. Considering Miss Milano, I bet she could probably take down an entire country or two. If I had to describe her with a single word, it'd be cheater. You've got a point. Anyways, I'll get back to committing the entire castle interior. Good luck with the search! Yeah, I see you. Between Miss Rachel and Sand, why isn't there anyone who's feeling any more tense than I am? And now I totally lost my track of you. Damn it! Just as she finished her call. Huh? What? Huh? Cocoa staff is made of a metal alloy. It was made to prioritize lightness, but metal is still metal. A swing from any other sword would certainly nick it, but there's no way it could slice through it so cleanly. What was that? There's something stuck into the wall. And this was also a new one. A new CG. A transparent knife? A blade made of ice? Or perhaps some kind of illusion using craft? In any case, it doesn't change the fact there was some kind of unknown threat. Who goes there? Show yourself. Insert best character. Out of the darkness emerged yet another girl. One of their retainers, perhaps? She was wearing a formal-looking outfit with her entire body wrapped in a purple cloak. However, what first caught Coco's attention was the badge shining brightly on her collar. The badge served proof of the individual's rank as a crafter. Duel. The title of Dual Crafter is only granted to those who have mastered 2 types of mana: Pyro, Aqua, Terra, and Arrow. Fire, water, earth, air. But the girl standing before Coco could not have been more than 20 years of age. She was likely in her late teens. I believe she is currently... she's currently 21 at the moment. Either she's 21 or 20. To become a dual crafter at 18, 19... No, she's 19 years old. At 19 years of age was quite a remarkable feat. That'd be Ratona Ravenvista. Her last name fucks me up every goddamn time. And think, I always call her Retina for some fucking reason when I first played this game. But it's Ratona Ravenstock, or Ratona. She is the last descendant of the Ravenstock family, which has served as the royal guardians for generations upon generations. But Coco had no way of knowing that. Where did you come from? What is your objective? Why are you after Princess Selphine? Huh? Let's just get one thing straight here. This attack of ours is completely in our control. Whether you live or die, that's up to us to decide. Do you understand? No fucks given. The only thing you can do is stare back at us and answer every question we got. Oh, well, if you want to die, that's another story. Very well. Ah, right. See, now you're dressed. That means you're one of the servants here, right? You have to know where Selphine is. And what if I do? Seriously. Alright, I'll cut a deal with you. Tell me where she is, and I won't kill you. I see. And if I say no? Well, if you don't tell me, then I'll kill you. So does it make things nice and simple, doesn't it? So that's what you're getting at. You've been trying to make a fool of me the entire time, haven't you? Right now, where's the way things are going? Are you just so scared that you've completely snapped? You're getting on my nerves. Talk smack to me one more time and I'm seriously going to kill you. Princess. Huh? It's Princess Selphine, you disrespectful brat. Ratona's been trying to play cool and collected, but there was a slight rage in her eyes. I don't know what you wish to accomplish by attacking the royal family, but to address the princess of a country that way shows a complete and utter lack of respect. Such brazen behavior shows that you lack in morals as well. What? Enough talk. Have at you! You'll only steer us into conflict regardless, so let me teach you rules of my own. Didn't you hear a single word I said? What, you want to fight me at a time like this? Or what, just because you're a duel, you think you can take anyone on? Are you an idiot? Do you have absolutely no common sense at all? A title like that doesn't mean squat outside the Alliance. On guard. Whoa. No, is that glass? A glass sword? You really expect to fight me with one of those? So it is. What of it? You're nothing but a glass worker, an artisan crafter. You seriously think you can put up a fight with me? Enough, you little brat. You're nothing but talk. I swear you call me little brat again, and again. Stop treating me like a kid or you're gonna get what's coming to you. And I am killing my throat. Why isn't she attacking? She's stalling for time? Hell, if I know who you are, but I don't have this time to deal with the likes of some stupid artisan crafter. Clink, clink. As Coco continued to scream at the top of her voice, I'm not doing that. She knocks the tip of her staff against the ground, causing a triangle just large enough for a human to appear beneath Ratona's feet. What? A range attack? So she's not a battle crafter. I'll kill you with a single hit. Die! Triangle incineration. And they added this in. Pretty cool. Bless. In a split second, a column of fire roars out from the triangle towards the sea. Too slow. Ratona circles around Coco's rear and makes contact with Coco's back. Gah! Next moment, Coco dashes away with all of her might, trying to put as much distance between her and Ratona. She quickly checks her back to assess the wound, but... It isn't cut. The sensation of her spine getting sliced in two slowly fades away. What just? Coco understood that very moment. Ratona's sword isn't some decoration or fake weapon, but is in fact a real weapon, a strange and highly dangerous one. Transidium. That's what the sword is made out of. Transidium is a material said to hold the sharpest edge in the entire world. Of course I know that. But but the way Transidium breaks off is too uncontrollable. They say it's too dangerous and impossible to forge into weaponry. Only if naturally occurring. But I've already applied some level of process to the Transidium I create. I can fully control this material. Are you stupid? If you can make something as complex as a Transidium, why don't you just stick to something tougher and easier like metal? Metal, glass, as long as it can cut through anything, then who cares? You're making even less sense now. Hell, why is some artisan like you even fighting with a sword in the first place? You still haven't realized. A little slow on the uptake, I see. I'm a battle crafter. Ratona leaps off the ground. She's getting close. I need to keep my distance. Shadow soldiers! And I have no idea what these are. Other than they're shadow soldiers, they don't explain them at all. The shadows from the staff stretching, and dark silhouettes of soldiers begin to crawl out from the ground. 3, 4 of them. Suddenly, Ratona was surrounded on all sides. What the? Shadow soldiers? Can she summon them as will? So she's the one who created the shadow soldier. Shadow. It's shadow. Ugh. Peter Pepper, Pick a Peck, Poke Pepper, fucking hell. Shadow soldiers who attack the castle. Careful, everyone, that girl is really fast and her sword is super sharp. And don't get anywhere near the commit area. Coco then raised her staff, generating what seemed to be waves of mana in the air. The mana glowing in the air then went straight to the dark soldier's hands. Pyro, Terra, forward, chains! She again knocks her staff against the ground, twice, causing the glow mana that had been floating in the air to materialize in exchange. First, I'm going to tie you down. Now. 1, 2, 3. Ha! And now you're trapped. You and your stupid acrobatics. This is the end for you. Coco and the shadow soldiers had Ratona tied up in chains and surrounded. And then, pentagram incineration. Coco using her staff, and the soldiers using their jet black swords, all slammed the ground at once. Small glowing points appeared, with light racing across them, drawing a large pentagram beneath Ratona's feet. I guess that sort of looks like a pentagram. And bless. Oh, well, she's dead. Game over. The pillar of light disappears. A triangular burn mark was on the ceiling. Besides it with a much larger star-shaped hole with the night sky and full moon in view, shining brightly. I burned her into nothing but ashes. The shadow soldiers didn't budge a single inch, leaving her perplexed. Then she realized. Just so you know. Depending on how you handle Obsidian, you can cut even through steel. These shadow soldiers are vanishing, which means as long as you cut them down, then you can still defeat them. Now, no way! Some kind of glass that you cut through steel? That's cheating! Something doesn't add up here. You're no battlecrafter, are you? Your triangle pentagram attacks certainly weren't lacking in power, especially the second one. If I had taken the brunt of the blast, I would have been nothing more than ash by now. But the activation of your blast takes far too long. And if it takes that long, it would be completely useless for battle, no matter how strong it is. Your style fight is at a distance. Why do you persist on such strange tactics? Oh, shut up. If it works, then who cares? Damn it. Her hand gripped her staff against the quiver, frustrated at the turn of events. Why is some of this strong just wandering the castle? Well, in any case, I suppose you understand that you have no chance of winning. I'm not all disposed to fighting, if it's at all possible. I prefer to settle this conflict with dialogue, but are you going to listen? The feeling of the sword slowly fades away. Huh? Coco was flabbergasted at Ratona's disappointment of the statement. Then. You're something else, you know that? Coco realized something. That she had the upper hand. That Ratona would ultimately not attack her. She sneers at Ratona's invitation. Coco used all of her might, striking Ratona with her staff. You make a complete mess of your country, your hometown, and you want to talk? Are you a freaking moron? Indeed, this is not the time nor place to exercise Rosenheim's pacifist views. Ratona understood that clearly. She could more than easily have taken Coco's head if she wanted to. Even after getting her to back down twice, not once did she attack. Ratona herself had resisted the urge to take her life. The overwhelming strength in their difference was absolutely meaningless in the face of Ratona's greatest weakness. You have nothing on me. When it comes to combat, I'm clearly head and shoulders above you. And here you are, still struggling desperately against me. Who's the fool now? This is seriously pissing me off. You think you're so high and mighty. You're telling the person who killed your friends, your comrades, that you just want to talk? Hey, tell me, is it so wrong to take a life, even if it means protecting someone you can't live without? What? Hey, answer me. What's the difference between me and you? For just a moment, Ratona was shaken for a moment by Cacal's ruse and lost concentration. She wasn't the type to make that kind of mistake. Not in the slightest. Unbelievable. Indeed. Even if Ratona had no intention on taking someone's life, she would never slip and let her attention waver from battle. Someone must have been toying with her for that moment. Someone right behind her. Commit breaker. What? The sword in Ratona's hand shattered into tiny fragments. The commit. Did Rachel Mann change all of a sudden? What? When? Let me introduce you. This is my partner on the battlefield, Miss Marichelle. Marichelle strikes her yo pose again. Coco, make new shadow soldiers. Yes. That's why I said should dispel new soldiers. Balance is bad. I'm sorry. Why you? What did you just do? Destroyed. Commit breaker. Don't be absurd. The moment Ratona understood the current situation, she shudders. Coco crabs are powerful, but take a while to bless. A partner who compensates for that. The perfect combination. She will get killed, because she took too long. Because even when given a chance, she did not kill Coco. Ladies, please get on the ground. Okay. And there is self-feeding. On Ratona's signal, the glass wall on the edge of the room shatters. Glass which blend light and serve as an optical camouflage. Selphine had been hiding the entire time, and now she was exposed. Huh? Selphine! So fast. What's the mana here? Maybe this is shift? Huh? A shift? Selphine, please close your eyes for a moment. A vortex of wind envelops Rotona and Selphine. Coco, get out now! The next moment. What? Hey, just what? What the heck just happened? They vanished! And the dreaded dots. Eek! What? Where is this place? What the? A forest? This isn't a rendezvous point. I can't believe it. We actually got out of there. Where are we? Hey, Rotona. What back there? Where are we? What about the castle? Everyone. I don't know. Our Concrete man line was cut the same time the attack began, so I haven't been able to contact the rear line soldiers since. But since they got into the castle, that means... Yes, that hadn't been the last stages of the attack likely means the townspeople and all the soldiers might all be done for now. Oh no. This doesn't make any sense. They weren't aiming for King Vala, but specifically for Princess Selphine. They attacked us when my father was out. I can't believe this is happening. They targeted Princess Selphine right during the king's absence. That's right. The fact that the king's not around is a highly guarded secret. Not even a common citizen should know he's out. And they were aiming for Princess Selphine. Does that mean... No. King Vala's already? What do we do? The Comcraft line's been cut. We need to find a way to get in contact with my father. No. We proved there that it really just happened. This is just me overthinking things. There are far too many unknowns from the conversation earlier. The only thing I'm certain of is that their intent was to assassinate Selphine. Is it so wrong to take a life if it means protecting someone important to you? What could she have meant by that? Trying to lower my guard? No, she didn't seem like she was lying. And there was the other girl, Marie-Shell. She's definitely a crafter on a whole nother level. That artisan, Coco, as well. Pentagon-shaped mana synergy. She was alone, so her bless took longer to execute, allowing me to respond quickly enough. But if the two of them were working together to attack them... Ugh. In any case, I got more pressing issues to think about now. Hey, Rotona? What should we do now? Please calm down, Princess Selphine. For now, we just need to get ourselves together and find out where we are. Huh? What are you saying? You use your mana craft to bring us here, right? What do you mean we need to find out where we are? Rotona? Please. Tell me what's going on. Just what's happening? Me. Huh? Rotona? Forgive me. Huh? Why are you apologizing, Rotona? There's no need to... Forgive me, my lady. Despite the situation being as it was, I rushed into using our last resort of escape. Please forgive me. What? Selphine's mind went blank from Rotona's sudden barrage of apologies. Rotona had the respect of many for being incredibly capable and talented, and always keeping her cool. Ever since they were children, she was the person Selphine looked up to the most, next to her parents. It was the very first time in her life seeing Rotona losing her composure to this extent. Rotona? She mustn't let the princess feel uncertain. That much she knew, but the girl of glass couldn't so much as raise her head. Still in shock, Selphine pulls Rotona up. And the very same realization dawns upon the two girls. This was the end of their peaceful lives, and the beginning of a harsh journey. And I am going to turn this down slightly, because that's coming back. Okay. I had to reheat up my tea. And I think I'm only going to get chapter 1 as much as I would love to get chapter 2 in as well. Well, chapter 2 isn't as long as chapter 1, I believe. So, hopefully... Yeah, my voice is just not letting me do it today. And it's pissed off because I was really looking forward to doing this. But... it'll be a good starter if this is even a feasible plan of mine. I'm gonna see if I can start switching up voices too. The stray effect? Yeah. How should I give her? Like, yeah, it's a bizarre phenomenon that suddenly moves people, animals, or things to some faraway place. Never heard of it? Like stories of other people suddenly becoming stranded? After calculating how long it took to rescue them later on, they end up in places too far away to reach on foot in that amount of time. But this phenomenon, that kind of sounds like stuff from rumors and superstitions. It doesn't look like something they could intentionally cause. See, lately there's been some discoveries about that. Basically, there's a theory that says it works similar to how Comcraft works. See, Comcraft works by having a mana line in synchronization between two people. They turn what they want to communicate, words, feelings, into a certain mana wavelength and then send it through, right? So just imagine when that stuff turns into mana and sent, except it's an actual physical thing. Just how is that? Damn it, do I have to explain all that too? To put it another way, depending on how you convert something into mana and how you synchronize it with the receiver, if you do it right, sending things or beings isn't exactly out of the question. Or something like that. Are you still with me, Coco? That's ridiculous. Oh, fucking... That's ridiculous. There's no way that could possibly be true. It just makes you so sure. Are you serious? It's just because... Well, that's beyond what any human could possibly accomplish. Yeah, and I'm asking just what makes you think that. So what? Do you mean to say that with just the use of mana craft, a single person could deconstruct two whole people to the mana particle level, send them to some faraway place, and then reconstruct themselves without any single flaw whatsoever? Bingo. So you do get it. Oh, please, my... Are you crazy? What? And just when I'm playing it, do you think a person could use magic like that exist? Stop trying to make a fool of people. Like I said, I'm asking you if all that all makes... I'm asking you what makes that all seem like crazy fantasy magic. Okay, fine. Let's just assume that a single person could perfectly instantly turn two people into mana. You have to be some crazy superhuman to handle that much mana and move it, all keeping it stable. That's not my point. Look, just think about it for a second. Besides, if you think you can handle a mana line, find a mana line, one that can handle all that, then why don't you just try? Well, alright. It's not the kind of mana line that you connect between two people. Coco, will you just calm the heck down? You're making a whole lot of amateur assumptions here. Oh, get off my back! You're always just explaining everything so roundabout. Just get to the point, why don't you? Coco. Yes? You need to relax. Just calm down. Yeah, that's right. Calm down. Sorry. Now, before you just try to deny everything I say, why don't I just look at the facts? Regardless of what your common sense dictates, the two of them really disappeared from here. Cyan. Yes. Enemy. Use glass. Bend light. Glass, you say? Yeah, that's right. The Selfing girl was actually there the entire time. She was right in front, but I didn't see her at all. That's freaking cheating. Maybe. Possibly nearby. Hiding? Some kind of optical camouflage? Using reflected light, eh? I didn't even know you could do that. Never heard of any technology like that. But I'm certain they're not hiding anywhere near here. Ever since you reported that Self-Fiend disappeared, I've been scanning the whole area. I haven't detected any movement since then. They must have escaped using some kind of craft that we don't know anything about. I see. Gotta hand to Rosenhide. We made sure to seal him in tight before striking, and our target, the princess, still managed to escape. But okay, my favorite character. Oh, jeez, are you still talking about that? Miss Milano! Creepy. Hey, I'm Marie and everyone. Looks like you're just about wrapping things up here. Not nice. Eavesdrop. Sis. Oh? Oh, sorry about that. But you know, I've been up here this whole time, and not one of you noticed me. That's not nice either. Please forgive us. Well, it's not nice you were watching us either. You could have called out to us or something. Eh? But then you know I was there. I mean, eavesdropping is like listening in when no one knows you're there, and you're seeing if people start talking bad about you, right? So there would seem like a mistake there. So she does admit eavesdropping. But what do I get? No one notices me. No one talks bad about me, and what you're talking about is boring. So I decided to end it before it got any worse. Worse. We would never badmouth you. Anyway, to sum it all up, the Princess of Rosenhide and her bodyguard managed to escape right from under your noses. Is that right? What's this? Coco, are you shaking? I'm so sorry, Miss Milano. I had them trapped, but they did something completely unexpected. You're so cute. It's like, that's it. You're like an adorable little pet. Yeah, a cute little pet. Just like a free little hamster. How lovely. Yes, about that. We were discussing about what went wrong. Yep. And when you make a mistake, you need to figure out why. Right, Coco? Yes, you're right. Oh my. Coco, your face is just deathly pale. Sis, I think that's enough. Oh God. God. You're right. She looks kind of sad now, all curled up. Coco, raise your head. Yes, ma'am. I know you're strong, but you're only human. You can make mistakes. Am I wrong? Well, don't worry. No need to be so afraid. Please. Really, though, being able to recreate the stray effect using Manacraft, eh? Well, it's hard to believe it myself, but I'm sure your explanation is right. For the most part, at least. Words cannot express my gratitude. Now, Coco, look at me in the eyes. I want you to answer one question for me. Yes, ma'am. There aren't any idiots among my subordinates, right? Eh? Everyone makes mistakes. We can't help it. Humans are just humans, after all. Now, Coco. Coco, an idiot is someone who makes a mistake, just like everyone else, but learns absolutely nothing from it. Worthless garbage. Now, answer me, Coco. Are you an idiot? Yes or no? No! Next time, I swear, I'll... Even a rat can reflect on its mistakes. I won't fail you. Next time, I'll definitely... You better improve as your life depends on it. Because there are no idiots in my subordinates. Understood? And creepy lady go. Ugh. Good lord. Yeah, especially when Rune comes around, there's no way I'm going to be able to do her. The mana stream covers the world in a net-like wave, and its ebb and flows are constantly changing. However, there are also parts of it which are fairly stable. These gentler streams, artificial mana can be applied to and reinforce its flow. The technology we use draws on the stray effect, allowing us to travel through these fixed mana streams. It's called long-distance travel craft. A stable mana line in fairly good condition that could support enough particles worth for both me and Selphine. It took nearly a year just looking for a line that was stable and usable. We spent another year of breaking in the mana line so I could send my mana through it, and yet another year to be able to send one more person worth of mana through the line. It was the first long-term project that I had undertaken since becoming Princess Selphine's formal guardian. The mana line was supposed to connect us to an emergency shelter in Valstoralcat, constructed with the cooperation of both countries, but for some reason or another, the line destination seems to have been off. Still, now that I think about it, the fact we managed to get off with just this much is a saving grace from today's disastrous events. The mana line could easily have diverted further into the sea, and if that were to happen, we'd probably be drowning to death by now. Ratona, just how many craft do you know that I don't? Excuse me? It's just, we've always been together, and I've never seen you use something like this even once. Selphine expression clouds over. I can't really blame her. She's seen an entirely new mana craft being used by someone you thought you knew inside and out. This mana craft is still in the middle of development. To my knowledge, it's never been used once. I suppose it seems like I'm just making excuses for myself now, but this isn't mana craft that should be used outside of circumstances like this. How come? This mana craft is unilateral. Huh? Unilateral. It only works one way. Therefore, we can't go back through the same mana line that we used to get here. Eh? So that means, yes. From here on, we walk. Finally, I've got a fire going. Just what is this place? The concentration of mana is abnormally low. Is it low? No, that's not quite right. It's like my senses have been dulled. I can't even perceive the mana stream around us. It's fine. I'm sure it is, as long as Princess Selphine survives. As long as the past town is preserved, then the country can be rebuilt again. I have to believe that for now. Damn it! The stray effect I've prepared for something to have happened, but I didn't expect the craft to be this unstable. Well, no point brooding about it now. Let's wash the blood off these tattered clothes and get some rest. I couldn't even get a single wink of sleep. For some reason, my body feels so much heavier than usual. It's because I haven't had any sleep. It's like all my muscles have gone slack. It's a terrible feeling. Unbelievably unpleasant. Morning. Selphine greeted me with a troubled expression. Good morning. Pained me to see her long dress covered in dirt and twigs. Even though we had no choice, I still regret having to sleep outdoors. Did you sleep well? Selphine looked quite out of it as she shook her head. Her eyes seemed to be slightly swollen. Me neither. I'm just so worried about my father and everyone in the country. Damn it. I can't help but curse my own powerlessness. we need some information. Yeah. Just who were those people who attacked us? We didn't even know something as basic as that. Why do you think they're after my life? They not want me to become queen or something? Putting a stop to the monarchy, eh? Who knows? We can make wild guesses one after another, but we know too little right now. Let's prioritize on getting out of this forest and assessing our location. Put up just a little. And then we can think all we want. Okay. For now, we need to focus on surviving and make it back to Rosenheim or any of the Allied Alliance territories. Anything else we can put on the back burner. After walking for tens of minutes, we finally found the first stage that we didn't have to live off the land. It was a small trail. Rocks and other vegetation were cleared, exposed, and just bare dirt. It wasn't the work of an animal. There were clearly signs that it was intentionally done by human hands. A settlement must be near. I guess we go this way? Forgive me. Looks like it. For safety's sake, please stick close to me. Okay. As we're finally assured we're making our way towards civilization, another worry surfaces. All these trees don't look familiar at all. That's right. Just where is this place? The forest is full of vegetation I'd never seen before in the woods surrounding Rosenheim. And despite being a forest, the air felt incredibly thin. If we start running here, we'd very likely we'd likely feel lightheaded very quickly. It's not the humidity or the heat, but it just feels like it's lacking something. I have a bad feeling about this. Selfie, milady. What? If where we are isn't an Alliance territory, then we need to prioritize acquiring sediment as soon as possible. Eh? Sediment? You mean it sounds for storing mana? What for? Our Concraft line has been severed. What? Oh, you're right. Our lines to King Vala and the Knights of the Quinn Order have also been severed. I did notice that last night my line with my father wasn't working. I kept trying to call him, but nothing happened. But why were they cut? Or but why are they cut? The face you're making is not good, is it? I can think of two reasons. One, line for cut as a consequence of the stray effect. And the other? The other is that we've been sent so far away that our lines ended up getting cut. The shelter fell within the coverage of the comm lines. I've personally verified it. For lines to have been cut, then there's only real one possible answer. In any case, we're effectively operating alone. It's certainly quite a problem we can't contact anyone in Rosenheim, but if we were to get separated, then we would have no way of getting in touch with each other. I absolutely cannot allow that to happen. If I could, I'd reestablish a Comcraft line between us right now. But we don't have any sediment. Exactly. From there, another hour passed. The amount of trees diminished as we continued to make our way through the smooth path, and there we saw. What? What is this place? I can't detect any signs of life, of mana. Are there actually people living in a place like this? She was at a loss for words. Words written on signage. The people going to and fro. The language being spoken. The architecture. The technology. The materials. Never once had been seen or heard a single thing. I never was heard about any one of them. This is bad. This doesn't look like one of the Alliance territories, and it doesn't look like we've even on the continent of Sana Unrazda. Sana Unrazda. Fuck it. All of this for far removed from the culture we are familiar with. Just heading into town will need some audacity. Princess selfie. I suppose this much is obvious, but let's restrict all conversation to using Aeronautum. Agreed. And when asked, we should conceal our true identities. Just as a precaution, let's not utter the name Rosenheim. Yeah, we don't even know what country we're in. Until we learn anything useful. We're nothing but a pair of travelers. Okay, got it. Alright, we need to tune to Aeronautum first, so leave the conversation to me. This is quite a funny moment. Everyone's staring at us. You're right. Everyone who passes by turns around for a second look. It seems our clothing stand out. To show you how much their clothing stand out, or to tell you how much their clothing stand out, this place they're in is pretty much like our world. We don't wear clothing like that. You should find a change of clothes after getting a set of stone. Stay close to me. Yeah. Excuse me. Isn't there anyone unassuming looking enough whom we could try a talk with? Just thinking isn't going to get us anywhere. You there! Excuse me, I was looking for a general store. Could you be so kind as to point us in the right direction? Oh, fucking. Jij, Esje, Erst, Umpi, de Sumpf. Fucking. Looks like I need to make some adjustments. So these lucky fucks can take a language. You speak it to them, and they can slightly tune what they hear. And then they can understand it, and then they can fucking speak it, which is fucking unfair. Let's try to word that more simply. We're lost. Could you help us? And that's even worse for Tona. Ecce, vistum infertitium ecce Peter to whom, saying that's not even a fucking word. However, it's like someone got through. Selfine, got this. I think you're a little off, Ratona. Let me. Sorry for a sudden question, but we're looking for a general store. Could you please show us the way? Pidget and Mif Oh, fucking. She gets it one try. Ped it jesse tofche from impe limpe estia oje od. Oh, seems like what Selfine's saying is getting through. But now I'm the one in the dark here. You should watch your annotation for word endings. Oh, and there's different levels of politeness. After a short explanation... there's lots of different kinds of stores here. What are you looking for exactly? Oh, I understand him. As expected, the princess. She's exceptionally good at this. Sorry, we're just travelers passing through and we're completely lost. Does this country use any form of currency? Do we use currency? Do you think there are any countries out there that still operate on a barter system? I suppose not. And I suppose that means you don't have any money. I'm planning to do some shopping? Something like that. So you're short on cash. How about a pawn shop instead? They're found right outside the town. Young man earnestly guided Selfine to the pawn shop you mentioned. Thank you very much. You've been so helpful. Oh, it was nothing really. I just told Parlo he would occasionally sneak a glance at us. My goodness, he's like an open book. Really? It took a while before you managed to turn your Aeronatum to understand him. That's not what I meant. Still not very good at Aeronatum. Well, even without Aeronatum, Selfine was fluent in no less than 8 different languages. What the fuck? One can understand, convey, and receive thoughts from other people using Aeronatum more quickly than more they study linguistics. If I may, King Rosenhai III's style of government centered around the use of words as means of bridging countries. As a result, Aeronatum, a form of Comcraft, was developed in accordance with his will. Of course, that sentiment was also passed down to his descendant, Princess Selfine. Please don't compare me to royalty like yourself. When it comes to skills like these, we're on a completely different level. Well, I won't deny I have no linguistic sense either. Neither do I. Oh, come on, let me brag at least this much. I've got no other talents but talking anyways. Nonsense, my lady. You're skilled in so many other things. Cooking, medical craft, archery. Oh, come on. I'm just as good at those as any typical person. I'm talking about being better than average at something. Like you, Retona. Nonsense, my lady. Have more confidence in yourself. Nothing good will come of putting yourself down so much. But you always do it to yourself, Retona. I'm fine. I'm nothing but an amateur. Now you're contradicting yourself. Ah, jeez. I'd love to invoke some flashy mana craft. Knowing more words isn't exactly going to be much use. Nonsense, my lady. If you wanted to, you could converse with anyone in the world in an instant. And that's a wonderful skill to have. For just me here, it would have taken days to tune myself to language. Yeah? Please, do you value yourself a little higher? Princess Elfin, you'll eventually have to bear Rosenhide's weight on your shoulders as the nation's queen. Only fools will judge someone based on how flashy or how amazing they look, so please stop. Please don't make me utter things that can only a converse member of the cabinet would say. Yeah, Retona, you're way too young for that old lady talk. Retona, wait, I was just joking! This is the place? Having followed the young man's directions dutifully, we're at an old pawn shop outside the city. It seems this country still uses money. Judging by how the man spoke, it seems this society still operates on currency. It tells me just how advanced Rosenhide has become. Yeah, Rosenhide doesn't use currency, evidently. It seems we'll have to abandon our preconceptions from Rosenhide while we're in this country. Yeah. Is there something wrong? No, it's just the first time I've ever seen or held money before, so I'm kind of excited. Oh, such materialistic things. If fucking only. God. Oh, money troubles. Fucking hell. Besides, Rosenhide has sands. Sands notes that used for foreign trade, right? But I've never used them. Just heard about them in stories and all. Well, she has a point. Money is the embodiment of the devil and twists your heart and mind, right? You're weak enough to let it, yeah. Say that just touching money would allow you just touching money would allow Sequel, the demon of avarice, to steal your soul. What kind of curse are people making it out to be? It sounds really interesting, so I'm excited. Selfing is a young girl, brimming with curiosity and holding an interest in many things without concern for their actual nature. It's said that it was once the lifeblood of any country, you know. Love for money is not universal. Probably. Oh, I fucking love money. You kidding me? Oh, I love being able to go get some good food I want, go out, buy some nice things, pay rent, pay bills, taxes, income tax, state tax, sales tax, property tax, tax on tags, road taxes. No, but the taxes already. Fuck, I'm an American. Whatever the case, as long as we retain our senses as people of Rosenhide, we shouldn't have anything to worry about. Well, that's also just a guess. Yeah, I just want to say is all. Your problem will be the gap between our value differences and values. Hopefully we'll have something on us that holds worth for them. Perhaps a precious metal? Alright, let's go in. Okay, almost there. This is some real platinum, ain't it? And it's real well made. I've never seen manufactured on this level before. And it's real well made. I've never seen manufactured on this level before. I'm pretty excited with the Guardian's knife that came with my formal wear. Donors seem to be genuinely surprised. Looks like the people of the country have the same sense of value as we do when it comes to precious metals. You plan on selling this, or you want to pawn? I'd like to sell. I've used this for years and years, and it's got a good sentiment value to me. I'd like to sell at a good price. Oh, Retona, you're such a smooth talker. It's just a knife for show. It's an antique, you mean? Looks pretty dang new. No paint on it yet? It was given me when I was 15, so I've been using it for 4 years now. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, she's 19. 4 years? That goes by as fast as a fart for an old man like me. They ain't years and years like you said. It does mean I can expect an even higher price for the item then? Well, I suppose. with some of this quality, I'd be offering a pretty fair price for it. Ooh. Let's see. How about 500 galoons? I see. Something up. Huh? Clever, because something up. Something is definitely up. 4 years may be nothing but a fleeting moment for you, but they were such a huge part for my youth. This knife has been with me all that time, in both happy and times. I wasn't lying when I said it had a lot of value sentimental on me. Don't you understand? But what does a knife have to do with her youth, I wonder? What does a knife have to do with her youth? Alright, fine. 600 galoons. I see how it is. You don't put any value on the adolescence of a young girl, clearly. Now, if she exceeds us, I suppose we'll try to find another job. Yeah, wait, fine. 630 galoons. I'll give you 630 galoons. And if that's dollars, that's a pretty nice amount for a fucking knife. Sorry, but that's my last price. Take it or leave it. Very well. Everyone forgets this good deal, sir. Jeez, you're really throwing me off here, Missy. It's Ratona's evil grin. I haven't seen that in a long time. That was amazing, Ratona. Do you know how much a galoon is worth? No, of course not. How could I possibly know that? But I was just slowly raising the prices and felt that it was the right time to take it. I think if I pushed harder, I could have gotten them to go just a little bit higher. It's the devil. Sequel in disguise. How rude. Well then, shall we head off? Ratona? What about sediment? Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Is the money going to be enough? No, don't be silly. Sediment is nothing more than pebbles when compared to a knife made out of platinum. Yeah, thank God. Excuse me, we almost forgot, but we're looking for something. What do you need? Are you selling sediment for use in Manacraft? At that moment. Sediment, you say? The owner's expression changes instantly. What's wrong? Should I keep going? Class 3? No, even Class 4 stones should be enough for our needs. He's glaring daggers at me. Suddenly it feels like he's taking charge of the whole conversation. And then... oh! And then scoffs at us. What's going on? I've been thinking about it since you came in. But, you ain't from here, are you? Judging by those clothes. You traders? In a sense? I still haven't heard your answer. If you don't have any sediment, then could you introduce us to some stores that do carry it? I thought it was weird, but if you're here to trade, you should have passed by a town or two on your way here. Or what? You come here fully aware to make this place come fully aware of what this place is like. You want to make a fool out of me by asking me that? Is that it? Excuse me? Oh, don't tell me you want me to spell it out for you, Missy. Miss, that's just downright harassment, you know. What are you talking about? You know real well a little pawn shop like this couldn't possibly afford to deal with something else so precious as sediment. What? Huh? But precious? Did some other shop send in here just to cause a ruckus? Sorry, but I've got enough trouble to deal with my plate. Do me a favor and get out. Wait a minute. Sediment? Precious? What do you mean? It's just Class 4 sediment. Those are nothing good. Those are good for nothing but serving as little children's toys, right? Wait. Don't tell me. Ah. So that's it. You two ain't from here. You're outsiders. Out? I heard about people like you. I see. So you grew up where just Class 4 sediment is practically just a plaything for little runts, eh? Outsiders? Excuse me for asking a foolish question, but is this place the outer pole? Ah! You two really traitors? Sure. Run around all you want, but you better look up the places you're heading to, or you're gonna run into some trouble sooner or later. We have our reasons, though I can't get into the details. But I promise you, we're not here to cause any trouble. Please, just answer me. You're not gonna let me go, are ya? Yeah, that's right. This place is Kadia City, located on the 3rd sector south-southwest from the 2nd pole center. It's the largest outer pole region in the world, pretty famous, seeing as the entire island's part of the outer pole. Seriously, did you not even know that? Where did you two come from? The 2nd pole? This is the other side of the world. Chapter 2, Rude Awakening. Thank you for the information. Let's go, milady. Okay. Now, hold on there. Little Misty over there, she needs sediment for communication, I suppose. Now, I'm not sure what you mean by communication. But are you two mana crafters or something? Sorry, but I can't answer that. Fine, then. Just pretend I'm talking to myself, then. Now, I see here in the outer pole, this place has been forsaken by those gods of mana that you two worship or whatever. There ain't no mana craft around here. Concentrating on natural form, mana is really low. So, of course, our culture here can't work with mana craft. We don't live like other 70-80% of the folk who do have it. We ain't blessed with land here, but exactly why we've gotten to come up with the power anyone can use. Science. Even if the lands are barren, we got any mana. We use the power of science to squeeze out every little bit we can. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? More or less the gist of it. Man is part of every living thing on this world. It's inside every one of us. You can say it's the source of all life. And us people on the outer pole ain't no different. Except unlike you outsiders, we just can't pull the mana that we got within us. Mana craft trafficking and slave trade. That's right. Here in the outer pole, ain't nothing more precious than purified mana. Especially human mana. Now that's why sediment stone's even more valuable than precious metals. Because they store that mana. Mana crafters can fill that sediment with purified mana. Just imagine a golden goose like that walking all around town. I think you can tell where I'm going with this. There'll be a kidnapping in an instant. To spend the rest of their lives in a dark sweatshop forced to fill up sediment with mana. Watch yourselves. Even if you ain't mana crafters, there ain't no shortage of people who don't take too kindly to outside folk like yourself. At least, don't go mouthing off things like just class 4 sediment that's just begging for a fight. Us people in the outer pool, we're all just scraping by trying to make the most of the tiny bit of mana we got here. Thank you for your word of caution. Outsiders? And the person who is my second favorite character, and who I am going to have to fucking voice and speak when I get my throat not hurting, because I can feel my voice going. And I'd keep my voice for my work, because I have to scream a lot. So my plan of doing 2 chapters, not happening today. I apologize for the 2 people that even clicked on this. This is Tutos, and thank you for joining me on this Let's Read / play of Fault Milestone 1. Hopefully I can get more people to watch this. Stay safe. And as I save this,